So I owed some money to some dangerous people. We won't tell that story. But I needed money fast. And I had 70 grand. I needed 100 to stay alive. So I clicked on this advert. There's some chick sitting there talking to dudes, bring money on one of these websites. And I was like, I wonder how much she's getting. So then I start looking into this webcam thing, and I realized these girls are making bank. These girls are making fucking money. So that was the plan. I was like, all right, cool. The girls are gonna be webcam girls. Every day they were saying the wrong shit, and we were losing customers. Everything I was telling you earlier about wanting to be innocent. They're saying, oh, I've been here, I've been there. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You're talking to some dude. He doesn't want to hear where you've been. He knows you can't be a 10 talking about how you've been to Dubai to some fucking dude in Minnesota who's fat. He ain't gonna ever believe that he's gonna get you that way. You gotta lie to him. You gotta lie to him. She's like, lie and say what? Say that you've never been anywhere because you don't trust men. You can't find a man who's serious. So I'm famoosing these dudes, right? So the guy would be like, what kind of guys do you like? And if he was a young man, I'd say, I can't believe I'm talking to some young guy. All these old creeps are on here. Oh my God, you're so handsome. Why are you even here?
So
if he was an old guy, I would say, oh my God, I'm finally glad to talk to you. All these young creeps keep coming to talk to me. I want a guy who's serious, who's ready to settle down. I know older men will settle down. Sell the dream, sell the dream, sell the dream.
Power is always dangerous. It attracts the worst and corrupts the best. I never asked for power. Power is only given to those who are prepared to lower themselves to pick it up.
Make him think that if he's serious about you, that nothing else matters.
Wow,
you gotta put a famoose on it. So I'm trying to teach these women, and the women kept fucking it up. So I said to them, it's like, you know what, fuck it. I'm taking over. So what I did is I unplugged their keyboards and plugged a new one in from me behind the screen. So the chicks would sit there and hit a keyboard that wasn't plugged in. And me and my brother, and eventually some staff I trained, would do all the talking. The girls were just famoosers, just laughing and doing this, their titties out. And they were talking to fucking ice cold hustlers. We were taking their money, all of it. If they come and say, well, what kind of, all of it. We were fucking milking them dry. Women haven't got a clue how to famoose a dude. They don't have, because they rely on their looks. They don't have any of the intellect. They have no game, nothing.
There's some, though. There's
nothing.
There's some.
Nah, you get a man with game and give him a female's body, a female avatar. He will fuck a guy up. I had these guys selling their houses, life savings, loans, all of it to me. Give me it all. So like, and it's basic shit, right? You'd have a guy.
Did you feel bad or no?
Fuck no. To give a solitary fuck.
Did you tell like?
I don't give a fuck. Drain someone, and then once they're at the point where they can't give any more, you do a flip of the narrative. So I'll give you an example. So let's say my webcam girls would sit there, talk to a guy would talk to him every day, spend lots and lots of money on them. The guy would fall in love with them, end up sending his life savings to them. Like for their birthday, did I send like $100,000, $150,000 to this one chick on the internet with the goal that they were gonna meet one day. And she's like, yeah, we're gonna meet. And she keeps delaying it, keeps sending money until the point where he eventually gets mad. Like she just got mad at him. The guy would get mad at the webcam girl and he would say, you've wasted my time, you've stolen my money, you said we were gonna meet, etc. And that's when you flip it. You flip it when the other person gets mad. And the webcam girl would say, you know what? I've been on this website for 4 years and all these men have tried to meet me and I really thought you were different. You're the first guy I actually really wanted to meet. You knew I had some problems to fix. I had a few things to do and now you're screaming at me because I couldn't meet you right away. I thought you were different. Now I'm scared to meet you. She was never gonna meet him. But then he goes, no, you're a liar. But then he goes to bed at night and goes, oh, maybe I was just impatient. Maybe I messed it up. I was so close. I could have met her. I spent 200 grand, but I was just rude and now she's scared of me. And you know what the guy ends up doing? Getting out more money, getting loans and sending it to her again, trying to rekindle the love, the flip. Once you realize the guy has no money and he gets mad, you flip it.
My father used to say, how you do anything is how you do everything. Called it the first and the last rule of life.
I'm as humble as they come. I'm a nice guy. You're existing in your peasant life. You wake up when the alarm goes off. You go to your job. Sorry. Hi, boss. Okay, you go to your job. Crazy. You get paid your wages. And you're like, how did Tate get all that money? That guy has $100 million. Your dad's a fucking bitch. Your mom's stupid. Your sister, brother, whoever, losers, your aunt, that favorite aunt, dumb as fuck. And you're thinking, but I want to make a ripple in space-time. I want to be like Tate. I want to be cool. And you're thinking, but I can't. You're a fuck up. What kind of fucking human existence is that? They talk about average. Hey, I'm just your normal guy. The normal guy's a fucking loser. The average guy is a fucking loser. And you know what's actually when you know you're brilliant? You know you're brilliant when you don't want to tell the truth about yourself because you know it's going to be awkward. You are going to die as the piece of shit you are. You don't mean a fucking thing. And your children don't mean a fucking thing. And your shit family don't mean a fucking thing. All of you are insignificant. You're the peons and the peasants, which have been dying since the dawn of human time and nobody gave a fuck.
Power is only given to those who are prepared to lower themselves to pick it up.
Sell the dream, sell the dream, sell the dream. This is your last and final warning. Before it is too late, we implore you to rejoin the real world.
Choose now or never take action. Join the fight. This is your final warning. Just join the real world.
That's what took me to 5K.
I've taken 14,000, made 52,000 out of it.
Everybody in the real world is making money. The biggest, the largest benefit to the real world is direct access to professors.
You are taught by millionaires
That answer your questions.
They give you everything on a silver platter.
It may be impossible to not make money if you follow what they say.
Unless you take some bold actions, your chances to succeed in life are zero. Unless you take the chance, the leap of faith.
The fact that they're asking for just like $50 a month for what's in here.
If you're not going to listen to a multimillionaire who's trying to help people make money, who are you going to listen to?
Opportunity is wide open, but not for long. If you wait, the money is gone. Join the real world now and start making money today.
We were bringing in money from the fucking sky. We were promising all these meetings, all these pictures outside of embassies, all this shit. Eventually, the girl, what she would do is she'd say, oh, I don't want to go embassy. She'd give a really lame excuse to try and provoke the man to get angry. So she'd say, the embassy want me to come back, but I have a headache. That was the one we'd use. He'd be like, I just sent you $1 million. You promised you were going to come. You said you had to delay. Now you're saying you have a fucking headache and you won't go to your appointment, to make him mad on purpose, because that would annoy any man. And then that's what we needed. We needed the little trigger. And we go, why are you being aggressive? I'm not being aggressive, but you're not serious, da-da-da. And then we'd say, but you know what? I really like you, and I'm flying to the other side of the world by myself, and now you're being aggressive, and now I'm intimidated. And we'd flip it on him, saying, well, now you're being scary. No, I'm not being scary, but you know, it's your appointment. You're supposed to go, yeah, but I feel sick, and you don't even care. Female bullshit. Female bullshit. And flip it on him.
Oh
flip it on him. And he'd get fucking furious, because we were really good at
playing
fucking...
both sides.
Poking him to the point where he'd go like, you're a fucking scammer, you fucking scam me, get really mad. I can't believe you think I was a scammer. I was gonna come, I went to the embassy, you're a fucking liar, every man in my life has only lied to me, I thought you were different, da-da-da. Big beef, big argument. Big argument. But here's the thing. The guy would get pissed off, right, and leave, stop tipping her, stop coming to her. But for these men, that's the only chick in the world, the only hot chick in the world who talks to him. Maybe it takes a week, maybe it takes 2 weeks, maybe it takes 3 weeks. He's in bed at night, alone, jerking off, looking at her old videos and pictures, watching her stream again from another account so she can't see it's him, sitting there going, maybe she was going to come. Maybe I just got too mad when she had a headache. Maybe I should have been a little bit more patient and she would have been my girlfriend. And 100% of the time, in less than 3 months, they'd be back with an apology, a brand new pile of money, and the cycle would repeat. We fucking killed the game. Millions of dollars a week. And it was not just because I had beautiful girls. It's not because webcam is easy. It's because I am a genius. And I put together an apparatus of genius behind the avatar of beauty. And we fucking conquered the internet.
Have you heard of the story of the Sword of Damocles? Have you heard of that?
Never.
It's an old story. I think it's ancient Greek. It's very, very old. And it's a story about a king who did a lot of crazy things, a lot of brutal, horrible things to come to power. And once he came to power, he could no longer rule fairly or justly because he would look weak in the eyes of his enemies. So he continued to do unfair and unjust things. And the king, Damocles, was sitting on his throne. And all around his throne, he had gold, he had beautiful women, he had fruits, he had everything a man could desire. And his servant of many, many decades, 30, 40 years, said, I can't imagine how it would feel to sit in that throne. I've seen you in that throne for all of this time, and all I can imagine is the feeling of just sitting on that throne and people adoring you. I can't possibly imagine it. Damocles said, the things I have done to get here, the things I have done to take my place on this throne, I mean, it doesn't feel the way you would imagine it. But tomorrow, I'm going to let you sit in the chair. So the slave couldn't sleep. The servant was awake all night imagining the day he's finally going to sit in the throne and be able to grab fruit, grab titties at random in this golden chair. He couldn't possibly imagine how amazing it's going to feel. But Damocles wanted to replicate the feeling of power, because what happens when you're powerful is that people want what you have. So Damocles hung a sword by a single horse's hair above the throne. And when the servant sat down for the first few seconds, he was ecstatic, he was happy until he looked up and he saw the sword. And he started to panic and feel uneasy, because he realized that although you have all of the worldly goods around you, still there is the things you have done to get there. Do you understand? It haunts you from the past and is hanging over your head, and at any moment you can die. And the slave didn't want to be in the chair anymore. And he gave Damocles the throne back. That's the sword of Damocles. Now, I've been living that life for a while, but the difference between me and everyone else is, when I look up at the sword, I appreciate its beauty. I see the glimmer of the sword in the sunlight. I think, isn't that beautiful? Maybe one day it will fall. Probably look pretty beautiful as it falls just before I die. That's why I am where I am. That's why I've done the things nobody else can do. That's why I live the lives nobody else can live. Everyone says to me, goes, Andrew, I want your life. You couldn't do what I've done. I've told you all what I've done, and you still won't do it. You can't do what I've done because you couldn't handle being me. The sword would frighten you. I've learned to fall in love with the sword. It's fine that's over my head. People have tried to kill me before. There are people in the world who are actively planning to kill me right now. That's fine. All I can do is prepare to make sure that I don't make it easy for them. So when I sit here with all my bitches around me and my beautiful cars in my castle, and everyone's jealous of me, I want you to understand that you are inferior to me. Because of that, you could not possibly be where I am. We're the last two people on the planet who will look at a beautiful woman and think, I have to fuck her so that she tells me what I want to know. I have to fuck her so she obeys me. I don't give a shit about having sex with beautiful women. I fuck them so they listen to me, so I can get what I actually want, which is not them. It's a means to an end. Every single Bond girl was exploited. That's exactly what I do. Anyone who's followed me long enough knows that I first made my $1 million with a webcam business. I have met beautiful women with a good personality and thought, she will make me money. I have to fuck this bitch. I don't want to have sex with her. I just need the money. Bond needs the fucking nuclear codes. Do you understand? I am James Bond. People have tried to kill me. I felt a blade. My skin has been penetrated by murderous steel. Men out here haven't. They watch a James Bond movie, eat their popcorn, go back to Starbucks, go back to their middle management. They've never been selling drugs to pay the rent and someone's tried to fucking kill them. Bond sleeps lightly. Watch the movie. You think that doesn't happen to me fucking 3 times a week? I wake up and grab the fucking knife next to my fucking table? That's my exact life. I am actually fucking James Bond head to toe. All the driving scenes, you can see me do all over YouTube, all the shooting, all the professional fighting, outside of the realms of fantasy, the closest thing a human being can be within the constraints of the real world is me. I'm the closest possible thing to James Bond. And the reason I am upset is because these last few Bond movies have been telling me something. And what they've been telling me is that for men like me, time is running out. In the 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, Bond can womanize as I do. Drive beautiful cars as I do. Drink as I do. People say on Tate Confidential, Tate, you never get hungover. All you do is drink. I don't allow myself. Do you understand? James Bond is never hungover. You can't be hungover when people are trying to kill you. You must survive. And for the longest time, James Bond was the only other person on the planet I could look at and go, you know what, Andrew, you're not alone. There's someone else out there who's living the life you live with all of the things every man wants but couldn't handle having. I'm fucking girls just to conquer the sea. I don't need sex. That's what me and Tristan did. We literally conquered Sweden inside of 2 weeks. I am James Bond. And these last few movies have told me that my time is running out. And I just watched the last Bond movie. And they made it very, very clear that people like Bond are going to be replaced. And that people like Bond are no longer needed. And that people like Bond are going to be eradicated. So I have a choice. I either stop being James Bond, or sooner or later, there is a near 100% chance that I, Andrew Tate, end up in a jail cell or dead.